With their second pick in this NFL draft, San Francisco decided to trade back one spot with the Chiefs and then selected cornerback Renardo Green, addressing a major weakness. Green at Florida State University was one of the deadliest corners across college football. And I'm not just talking about picking off passes, but this guy would come up in run support and light up your running back. And this fits in line exactly what San Francisco wants to do, because their defense really relies on physical players. More so though, Green is an excellent cornerback in press man coverage. He routinely shut down the best players of opposing teams. For instance, against LSU, he shut down Neighbors. So has San Francisco found their true number 2 corner Renardo Green, and then they could slide Lenore on the slot? Well, we're about to find out. We were first introduced to Green at Wekiva High School, where he played cornerback, wide receiver, as well as returning kicks. As a senior, he had 25 tackles and 4 interceptions, and according to 24/7 Sports, he was ranked as a 3-star recruit. Across his high school career, I loved how explosive he was as a return man, but more so on the defensive side of the ball. Like I mentioned during his college days, he lit up opposing teams' players while also locking down their best wide receiver. And many college teams also noticed his play. He had offers from the likes of Duke, Ohio State, and Florida State. Ultimately, he did decide to stay close to home and decided to go to Florida State. Across his college career, he showed versatility in the defensive back room. In 2019, for instance, he played in 13 games as a cornerback. In 2020, the following year, he started in the first 5 games at safety with 27 tackles, 1 passes defended, and 1 forced fumble. He was injured this year with a toe injury and missed the rest of the season due to injury. In 2021, he played in 9 games with 2 starts at safety with 14 tackles and 1 pass broken up. But when he was played in his more natural position, in my opinion, which is cornerback in 2022 and 2023, he went off. In 2022, he was an honorable All-ACC mention. He played in 13 games with 12 starts, having 58 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 5 passes broken up. The second year starting at cornerback, he continued to improve. He was second team All-ACC, and he led the team with 13 passes broken up. He started in 13 games, had 43 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, and half a sack with 1 interception. This is the type of increase in production I like to see, and I think we saw a better player from 2022 to 2023. He was more aggressive in his play, and I think he's going to just continue to improve under San Francisco's tutelage. But before we get there, we need to talk about how he performed at the Combine and how many scouts saw in both his strengths and weaknesses, and then how he fits with San Francisco. He came in at 6 foot, weighing 186 pounds. He ran his 40-yard dash in 4.49 seconds, but more importantly to me was his 10-yard split of 1.53 seconds. And while these are impressive, where Green really shines is the football field, so let's break down his strengths as well as his weaknesses. Starting out with his positives, he routinely shut down opposing teams' wide receiver while also having excellent run support. Once again, this guy fits exactly how San Francisco plays. He's right in your face immediately. And his aggression isn't just in the running game, but also when opposing teams try to target him. For instance, when the ball is in the air, he's going after that thing like it's his. I love that about him, and I think that's going to transfer over nicely in the NFL. And kind of going along with that aggression, just because he's a little bit smaller, he's not like a 6'2 corner, he doesn't really play like that. He doesn't let these bigger wide receivers just come in and catch over him, loss him all day. Nah, that's not going to happen. He's going to really contest every catch and maybe pick off a pass. He also has excellent change of direction, which really helps him against choice or whip routes. But there weren't just positives to his game, there were also major weaknesses. Perhaps the biggest is also his biggest strength, his aggression. He was penalized at times during college, and many scouts thought that's just going to carry over, but at a higher rate at the NFL. He's also not the fastest corner, running his 40-yard time in 4.49 seconds, so he might be susceptible against a guy like Tyreek Hill or someone that's extremely fast. But ultimately, San Francisco decided the positives outweighed the negatives and selected him in the second round with pick 32, and I think this is an excellent fit. Green steps into San Francisco, and I think he has a real possibility of securing that second cornerback job, and then Lenore sliding on the slot or nickel spot. and I think that's where he excels the most. He's really aggressive and really made a lot of plays at the position last year. And while he's not the fastest, I think Green fits San Francisco's scheme nicely. There's guys like Richard Sherman who's excelled in this scheme while not running 4.3 40s. You just need to have proper technique, and Green has it in my opinion. He's also fit San Francisco's aggressive playstyle perfectly. But these are just some of my thoughts on the selection of Renardo Green, and I'd like to hear some of your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton if you liked and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.